What if your skincare routine is actually a $200 trap? Right now, millions of Americans are reaching for the same heavy glass jars and celebrity-endorsed creams they've bought for years, and they have no idea what's really inside them. Because there is a dirty secret hiding behind those polished counters, and it starts with a question almost no one thinks to ask. Is your luxury moisturizer actually doing anything a $10 drugstore cream couldn't? Today, we are breaking down 5 major brands you need to put back on the shelf immediately, and 5 clean, honestly formulated alternatives you can actually trust. Let's start with the 5 to avoid. Number 5. Agostinus Bader, the Rich Cream. $315 for under 2 ounces. This is the one the celebrities pull out of their handbags in interviews, the one backed by a regenerative medicine professor, and a patented complex that sounds like something out of a research hospital. And here is what the brand never volunteers in its own marketing. When Agostinus Bader launched, it had one foundational rule for consumers. You were told to apply nothing underneath the cream. No serum, no toner, nothing, because any layering would interfere with the patented technology. That was the promise. Then, the moment there was a larger sales opportunity, the brand quietly released its own serum and toner, products designed to go directly underneath the very cream it had once said needed nothing underneath it. That is not science evolving. That is a sales funnel wearing a lab coat. Consumer reviews that the brand does not screenshot for its advertising describe a pattern familiar to dermatologists. Genuine results for some users, an ingredient deck that doesn't justify the price for most, and the growing suspicion that a good retinol paired with a ceramide moisturizer gets you most of the way there for a fraction of the cost. You are paying for the handbag moment, not the molecule. Number 4. Drunk Elephant. This is the brand with the candy-colored packaging that took over every teenager's bathroom counter in the last decade, and that is exactly the problem if your skin is past 40. The brand's philosophy is built around what they call smoothies, the layering of acids on top of vitamin C on top of additional actives, and for mature skin that has thinned and grown more reactive with the years, that approach is not innovative. It is an irritation machine. Go and read the reviews the brand does not screenshot for its social media, the ones where customers describe stinging, breakouts, and redness that appeared out of nowhere after switching to Drunk Elephant. The blunt verdict that comes up again and again is that it is overrated and overpriced for what it actually is. Consumer advocates and independent ingredient reviewers consistently find that once you strip away the colorful packaging and the cute product names, you are looking at a fairly standard set of active ingredient products, charging a premium for personality. Your skin barrier does not want personality, it wants to be left alone. Number 3. Tatcha, the Dewy Skin Cream. $74, and the entire pitch is a romance. Japanese purple rice, ancient ritual, a little gold spoon to scoop it with. The full sensory fantasy of buying your way into someone else's centuries-old beauty secret. The appeal is not hard to understand. But independent reviewers who actually pulled the ingredient list apart found something that sours the fairy tale. Because the gorgeous purple color the brand ties to that mystical fermented rice appears to come, at least in part, from a synthetic dye. The romance you are paying for is partly food coloring. Underneath the poetry, what you have is a heavily fragranced moisturizer in an open jar, a container format that lets air and light degrade the active ingredients every single time you reach into it. A plain ceramide cream at a third of the price does the same functional job without the bedtime story or the packaging that works against the product itself. Number 2. Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. $100, and once you understand what this product actually is, the pricing becomes almost cheeky. Magic Cream was created backstage to keep makeup sitting on fashion models under hot runway lights. That is its documented origin. It is a primer, a beautiful, glowy, richly fragranced base for foundation that was repositioned as an anti-aging moisturizer because that category allows a $100 price point instead of $40. When an independent laboratory measured its hydration performance, the result came in below the average of cheaper moisturizers in the same test. The fragrance is strong enough that users report stinging near the eyes, and on Charlotte Tilbury's own community forums, loyal fans who genuinely like the product openly admit it is not $100 worth of moisturizer. When the brand's own supporters are saying that, the information belongs on the shelf alongside the product. Number 1, the one that is going to sting. La Mer, Crème de la Mer, $200 per ounce. This is the queen of the luxury bathroom counter, the one wrapped in a legend about an aerospace scientist who spent 12 years fermenting kelp broth in his garage until it healed his skin after a laboratory accident. And here is the chemistry beneath the cathedral. The backbone of Crème de la Mer is petrolatum and mineral oil. Those are the same humble, occlusive ingredients in a basic drugstore moisturizer, dressed up here with a fermented kelp extract and a warming ritual. The brand instructs you to perform before application, as though it were a sacrament. When you read past the breathless press coverage, you find that even devoted long-time users openly admit they are not certain. It does anything a far cheaper cream could not. Economists have a name for this phenomenon. It is called the Veblen effect, where a product becomes more desirable precisely because it is expensive. La Mer did not accidentally stumble into being priced at $200 an ounce. The price is the product. You are not buying a skincare formula, you are buying the feeling of having bought La Mer. Before we get into the 5 that have actually earned your trust, if anyone in your life has been spending blind out of habit, this is the video to send them. It might save them more money this year than they would guess. Here are the 5 worth your trust. Worth it number 5. ROC Retinol Correction. $25 to $60, and a clinical track record longer than most luxury skincare brands have been in existence. ROC has been conducting serious retinol research for over 30 years, and dermatologists keep returning to it for one unglamorous reason. It works. Deep lines, crow's feet, forehead creases, the gold standard anti-aging ingredient, delivered in packaging that actually protects the retinol from light and air degradation instead of letting it break down in a pretty jar. No legend, no gold spoon, just the active ingredient that has more clinical research behind it than any luxury alternative, at a price that embarrasses creams costing 10 times more. Worth it, number 4. CeraVe, $12 to $22, and it is the brand dermatologists reach for when there is no camera and no sponsorship arrangement in the room. Ceramides and hyaluronic acid, fragrance-free, built to repair the skin barrier rather than disrupt it. That is exactly what older, drier, more reactive skin is asking for. The Resurfacing Retinol Serum has won independent budget awards and gets recommended by board-certified dermatologists by name in clinical settings. Independent ingredient reviewers have consistently rated the CeraVe moisturizing cream as a healthier formulation than $70 luxury alternatives. It is affordable because it is manufactured at scale, not because any corner was cut. This is the quiet backbone of an intelligent skincare routine. Worth it, number 3. Olay Regenerist Retinol 24. Around $30. And it is the proof that dismantles the entire luxury skincare argument in one product. It pairs real stabilized retinol with a generous concentration of niacinamide, which means you get the heavyweight anti-aging ingredient, alongside a buffer that significantly reduces the peeling and irritation that drives most people away from retinol before they ever see results. Olay is genuinely dermatologist recommended. The results appear within weeks, and the pump and serum formats keep the retinol protected from the air degradation that jar packaging causes. $30, doing the structural work that a $300 jar only promises on its label. Worth it. Number 2. Skye Facial Treatment Essence. This one starts at around $99, and it belongs on the worth it side of this list on purpose, because it is what a justified premium actually looks like. The formula is over 90% Pitera, a patented yeast fermentation ingredient that legally no other brand on earth is permitted to use. Unlike the fermented legend behind La Mer, the exclusive ingredient here is real, proprietary, and backed by 40 years of clinical research, supporting the radiance and skin texture claims. A single bottle lasts months. That is the meaningful difference between a justified premium and the Veblen effect. You are paying more for something that genuinely cannot be bought elsewhere, rather than paying more for the experience of spending money. And worth it. Number 1. SkinCeuticals C.E. Ferulic. $185. And yes, this list ends with another expensive bottle, because this is the rare case where the luxury price is earned down to the last ingredient. This is the peer-reviewed, clinically validated gold standard in vitamin C serums. 15% L-ascorbic acid, 1% vitamin E, 0.5% ferulic acid, a patented combination independently shown in published research to give skin up to 8 times the antioxidant protection that vitamin C provides alone, with documented measurable effects on dark spots and collagen synthesis. One bottle stretches 6 to 8 months, which works out to roughly $1 a day for something performing genuine structural work. The formula even smells faintly like a hot dog, and somehow that is the most reassuring thing about it, because nobody perfumes a chemistry experiment. There is no story, no ritual, no mythology. There is just the science, which is exactly what honest skincare looks like. So, what should you actually look for on any skincare label? 3 things separate a genuinely honest product from a clever marketing story. First, the ingredient deck, not the front of the box. Ingredients are listed in descending order of concentration. If the active ingredients the brand is selling you on appear near the bottom of a long list, they are present in amounts too small to do meaningful work. Brands that are proud of their formulations put their actives where you can see them. Second, the fragrance disclosure. If an ingredient list says fragrance without further specification, the brand is shielding that formulation behind trade secret regulations, which means it can contain synthetic compounds that are never disclosed to the consumer. Brands that list their fragrance ingredients by name are providing the transparency that a generic fragrance designation withholds. Third, third-party validation over brand claims. Dermatologist tested and clinically proven are phrases brands apply to themselves. Peer-reviewed published research, independent ingredient safety databases, and board-certified dermatologist recommendations in non-sponsored contexts are the credentials that mean something. The skincare product on your bathroom shelf is one of the first things that touches your face every morning. For the Americans who have been reaching for the same famous jar for years because it felt like the safe and trusted choice, the documented reality of what goes into luxury formulations is information that belongs on the same shelf as the product. Share this with someone who is still buying La Mer or Tatcha without ever having read the ingredient list. They deserve to know what is really in the jar. And if Hidden Food Truths has been valuable to you, subscribe and hit the notification bell.